Well, here we are to day 2 of the Nufish Southfield May Festival. And no, I'm not fishing there. I just thought I'd look at that because it's flat calm. I'll explain what that is in a minute. But recap on day 1. So day 1, I was up at the other end. Right at the other end up there. And I won my section. I got away with it really. I had £4.4, it fished terrible. But I caught 13 small fish on feeder. I lost a bream under rod, and probably anyone that knows me knows I would have been really chuffed losing that bream under rod. I actually smashed my feeder on top of water in disgust. I was that mad with myself. Brought it all the way in 40 yards, lost it under rod. So I had a good start, won my 5 peg sections. So it's a 3-day festival, and that's what you got to do: win 3 5-peg sections. And I caught all my fish, even though those small fish, all at 40 metres. Never had a bite at 20, not one indication, not one bite, and I kept trying it thinking I'd get a pull, and I didn't. Look at this bloke, eh?
Morning,
Tricky
Tom.
Trev, eh? Saw him yesterday, best window cleaner in Barnsley. If you want him, it actually does it free. He does it. It does it for the local service. He's a gentleman. So if you want your windows doing, see Tricky, he'll sort you out. So yesterday good start, had a great good day, and today I've drawn a good peg with a difference. And what I mean by that is this is peg 14. There you go, look. This is a fantastic peg. It actually won the match yesterday with £19, and which is the bit that worries me, because I don't like going on pegs that have like caught fish day before on here. But I'd have put my tattle on it, and I really come. Now this is called the canal bank. Why is it called the canal bank? Because the canal's behind you, the Aaron Calder. And last year this was black with bream because they couldn't get in. And you can see that. So what we do, we park his car up there, walk over the bridge, and I'll show you a little bit of history. Now this gentleman here, he wanted to draw peg 15, and he asked, because it's Mick Axon and he's the organiser, and he said, can you draw me peg? And I went, what peg do you want? He says 15, drew it him. How spawn is that, eh? No, that's a lie actually. He wanted 2 and I drew him 15.
Always on a good.
And so that's Mick. Eh?
Oh,
I'm alright, I'll go round you. You're alright, mate. He's measuring up. I'll just try and confuse him a little bit. But this is peg 15, like that. Wind's blowing at us. And this is the bridge. And this is where you can see where the bream get in and out of the canal. You swim through here, like that, and into the Aaron Calder. And if you watch one of my other videos, just a little bit further up there is the woods, and the New Junction Canal is opposite. So, but anyway, we're fishing here, so I just thought I'd show you a little bit of history about Southfield. So, the wind's blowing at us, and it's really strong. And I'll just let Mick get his unwind. That is the only peg without a platform. These lads work really hard on it, and they put really nice platforms. When I get back to my peg, you'll see what I mean. They're absolutely awesome, and that's the only one we have to platform. So, and he's drawn it, so he's had to put his box in water. So anyway, thanks pal. I would say good luck, but we've got a pound on today, because the other side of me is the oldest man in angling, which is Cookie, Steve Cook. That introduces you to the oldest man in angling. We've got a pound on today, so he says it'll boost his little pension pot up if he beats us. There he is, look, Mr. Cook. There you go, Mr. Garbolino, look at that, eh? So, peg 13, so be careful, just be careful. Turn your hearing aid up.
I've got my rubber ring.
I can't hear you. Turn it up.
I've got my rubber ring.
Oh, you'll need it there. I've got my water wings. It's this section's the oldest average there is in the fishing. It's unbelievable. But anyway. Right, back to my peg. Right, what I've got to do today is with my section. I'm going to fish it a bit different. I'm not going to tell you the distances because Steve just put his hearing aid up and he'll be able to hear what distance I'm going to fish. But it's a bit different from yesterday. And straightforward though, look, you know routine there. Maggots, casters, worms, got me set up. And I had been asked a couple of questions. And you can see there I've got my different rods up today. Why? Because the wind is blowing straight at me, and I don't think my other rods will get me where I want to fish. So I'll set my big boy rod up, which is that one with big reel. As Mark Harris says, big rod, big reel. And my medium one and my feeding one. So I've set I'll explain that on my post tonight. But I have been asked what feeders I use on here, and the feeders I use on here are them two, and that is my favourite one. That's a smooth out from Nufish. Why? It's all nice and smooth, it's weight forward. Now you might say, why are you using them? Well, I like open-ended feeders, plastic ones that are not that are solid like that, you know, the solid thing. I like that. I think you get the bait to the bottom, it goes to the bottom and then it comes out. I prefer that every time, but sometimes you see that the weight is forward and it's nice and smooth. That's what I call a smooth out. That's the feeder I use every time I can. And if I want to go through the wind a bit more, maybe not as much bait, I use that one, the Guru on the winder feeder. That's a little gem there, weight forward. If I need to cast it upwind, I'll have to put that on. And to be honest with you, that's the only two feeders I use on here. And all I do with that, put some worms in, maybe some pinkies, and top it up with my new ground bait mix. But I don't use any other feeder bar them. That's my favourite one. If I went fishing and I could only pick one feeder, that's the one I'd pick up, that one, every single time. So there you go. So those are two feeders I use, and hopefully they'll go into that wind today. Now the fish, without a shadow of a doubt, have been coming with the wind, and hopefully that they will today. And if they do, we could catch a load of fish on here today, because woods are not fishing, but that can change overnight. That's the beauty of what I love about Southfield. I love it because you never know what's going to happen. You can turn up, you might get no bites or one bite, you turn up and get 20 bites. It's just a different day. But I've got a good start, right, looking forward to it. I've got to take a pound off these two bandits either side of me, and we'll see where we go from there. Have a great day, and I'll let you know on my post tonight how we're going on. Have a great day.